At age 13, I was really heavily involved in my athletics. In fact, I'd been overseas to America on a national tour for talented children. And when I came back, I had a cold and I went to the doctors, and the doctor had noticed that I had a lump in my neck. 2 weeks later, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. For me at 13, I had this vision of representing Australia, going to the Olympics, and that was all I was thinking of at that age. So to be told that I had cancer was a huge shock to me. 10 years on, I got the all clear, and the doctor said, see you later, enjoy your life. So I thought deep down, I think I can run again, and I'd like to pick up from where I left off. So I decided to train again, and boy, it was a tough journey, but I ended up making a national final within 2 years. From there, I decided that I'm going to represent Australia, and I ended up making the 4x100 metre relay team for the Commonwealth Games in 2002. After Commonwealth Games, I did go on to World Cup, and then I sort of had injury after injury. I had a few personal things in my life. I got divorced, and at 2006, I decided to retire. I gained around 15 kilos, so I got quite out of shape. I thought, this is just not me, this is ridiculous. So I had to make a change. Always seen Fitness First and all the classes that were available and thought, gee, I'd love to do that. When I joined Fitness First, I was offered the opportunity to have a free personal training session with James Coots, who's my personal trainer, and life just changed from there.
I've been training Sarah for now over 2 years, and what I've seen in that time is from the first session that she came to see me, she actually couldn't last a full hour, and over time she was able to actually last a full hour and actually say to me, look, can we train for 2 hours sometimes? So it's actually, you know, it's become beyond the point now, and she's actually very advanced.
James knew about my history. He knew that I was very driven, very goal-oriented, and that's when he encouraged me to get into bodybuilding. Yeah, to give me that goal, something to aim for. It's something that I used to look at and think, gee, that's a funny sport, but you know, it's when I heard a little bit more about the sport, the diet, the discipline that was involved, that you had to have a lot of willpower, I thought, this is a sport for me. So we had to build up. It was a stepping stone process, but once I decided to do the competition, I had to get onto the strict diet, and we worked out a strength and conditioning program.
So we wrote it down on a sheet of paper, and from there we set a mind map with strategies to get to that goal. Make sure you have your 6 meals a day. Make sure you do your cardio 2 hours a day. Make sure you attend the gym and do your weight session with me. You know, we're going to try and beat personal best records.
There was a time where I was actually in tears because I was just so exhausted and it was painful. And but he just kept encouraging me to keep going. Seeing the results and the gains in strength, both mentally and physically, is what kept me going. I can remember one day I had no energy, I'd done 2 hours of cardio, I was on quite a strict diet, and James put 150 kilos on the squat rack. And I thought, God, I just had to visualise myself back in my running days and say to myself, you can do it. And I did. I pushed out 8 reps at 150 kilos at 35 years of age. So that was really gratifying for me.
At the start of the comp preparation, she was 76 kilos. And obviously over a 4-month period, she lost 18, which brought her down to 58 kilo.
That led me to win the Sydney A and B, which is Australasian Natural Bodybuilding competition in Sydney. It was my first time, so I was thrilled, and I won the South Coast, and then I went up to the Gold Coast and came second in the Asia Pacific. So, unbelievable. Yeah. This has changed me forever. I've now done the bodybuilding, and I want to challenge myself at the other end of the spectrum and do long distance, because it's not something that I'm, used to. So in a week's time, I'm going to run the half marathon, and then my goal then is to do a full marathon, but with a bigger preparation. I know for sure that I've inspired people with cancer, because I actually was the Cancer Ambassador. I want people, particularly that have been through an illness, to realise that there is life after an illness. It doesn't have to be cancer, that you can go on and be successful. You've just got to believe in yourself.